Some anime characters really saw a calm older fighter and thought, yeah, I can take him. Huge mistake. Today we're counting down the most brutal reality checks in anime where legends got disrespected and responded by absolutely dismantling their opponent. These aren't close fights. These are reminders that some people earned their reputations for a reason, and forgetting that comes with consequences. Let's start with number 10. Okay, so Kid took down Big Mom with Law and walked away thinking he was ready for any Yonko. The confidence was understandable. That's a massive W, but rolling up on Shanks with that same energy. Bro, that's not confidence, that's suicide. One divine departure later, Kid's entire fleet got erased from existence. Shanks didn't monologue, didn't power up, didn't give a villain speech, just ended it. That's the difference between a Yonko who's coasting on legacy versus one who's still actively the most feared man on the seas. Kid learned that gap the absolute hardest way possible. What makes this hit different is how fast it happened.
Sorry.
8. Picture this, a retired assassin, middle-aged dad bod running a convenience store. An active assassin in his prime sees him and thinks it's an easy target. Worst read of his entire life. Sakamoto used a sticker and a pen to dismantle this guy while protecting everyone else on the train. Didn't even need real weapons, just whatever was in his pocket. Decades of muscle memory don't disappear just because you gained weight, and Sakamoto proved that in the most disrespectful way possible, the man made assassination look like a casual errand he was running between restocking shelves. What's wild is how calm he stayed the entire time. No panic, no stress, just pure veteran energy. This is what happens when someone's been at the top of their game for so long that fighting becomes second nature. The assassin really thought the dad bod meant Sakamoto was washed. Thor's got trapped on a ship surrounded by armed warriors who genuinely believed numbers would win. They were so wrong, it's almost funny. He fought multiple opponents with weapons while completely unarmed and made it look routine. Every movement was precise. Every counter calculated. This wasn't luck. This was pure skill from someone who'd been fighting wars since these guys were kids. The gap in experience was so massive, it didn't even feel fair. These warriors thought they cornered a legend. Instead, they got a lesson in why legends exist. Thor's wasn't trying to prove anything, just handling business, and that's what makes it peak. Zeke controlled the entire battlefield. Stayed back, threw rocks with sniper precision, picked off soldiers like target practice. The Survey Corps looked finished. Then Levi got his opening, and what happened next wasn't a fight, it was a dismantling. Zeke went from untouchable to desperately trying to survive in literal seconds. The speed difference alone was insane. Levi moved so fast, Zeke couldn't even process what was happening. All that confidence, all that control gone in an instant. What makes this so satisfying is Zeke really thought he had it figured out. He built an entire strategy around staying far away, but the second Levi got close, all those plans meant nothing. distance is the only advantage you have against Levi, and once that's gone, you're cooked. Watching Zeke panic after being so calm the entire time hit different.
My name! What the? I can't see! Did he take out my eyes? My legs! What's wrong? Not enjoying yourself so much anymore? How hard?
Rimuru usually avoids conflict, had rather negotiate and find peaceful solutions, but when Falmouth's army invaded and killed his people, that peaceful approach died instantly. What followed was calculated and merciless. He used their souls to evolve his subordinates, wiped out the entire invasion force, and sent a clear message: touch his nation again and it's fatal. The slime who was cracking jokes suddenly became something genuinely terrifying. The contrast is what makes this hit so hard. His aura flipped from friendly neighbor to actual demon lord in seconds. The enemies thought because he was nice, he was soft. Massive mistake. Rimuru showed that being kind doesn't mean being weak. It just means you're choosing peace for.
であるファルムス王国の王なのだぞ。貴様など本来であれば口も利けぬ存在なのだ。それを
いいか、相手を見て物を言えよ。発言は許してやるが、言葉は慎重に選べ。どれだけ俺を不快にさせれば気が済むんだ。
どうだ。
Every villain thinks they're different. They've got the plan, the power, the strategy to finally challenge Saitama. Then one normal punch later fights over villains wondering what happened. He doesn't look intimidating, doesn't have dramatic reveals, doesn't power up. He just ends fights instantly. His entire existence is a reminder that all the posturing means nothing if your opponent is fundamentally stronger. It doesn't matter if you're a monster, a martial artist, an alien warlord, the result is always the same. Saitama's aura is so overwhelming, the fight is already over before it starts. Villains hype themselves up, give whole speeches about their power, then get one-shotted like they're nothing. The disrespect is unmatched. Saitama doesn't even try to be disrespectful, that's just what happens. Gojo exists as a walking reminder that some people are just built different. Even when opponents think they've got him figured out, his presence warps entire strategies. When he's in a fight, it's not about if Hell win, it's about how badly Hell make his opponent look. Gojo fights like he's having fun because most opponents were never actually a threat. That's not arrogance, that's just facts. His aura is so insane that special grade curses have to create entire plans just to seal him because killing him isn't even an option they consider. When those curses showed up, they weren't thinking, how do we beat him? They were thinking, how do we survive long enough to trap him? The gap is that severe, and even when he's fighting serious threats, he's still got that casual energy, like he's teaching a class.
Throughout heaven and earth, you were a member of the Zenin clan, weren't you? That's why you know so much about the limitless technique. Only a scant few actually know about this. Imaginary technique. Hollow. Purple.
Yet the freshly awakened wielder of the limitless technique was right before my eyes.
When Frieza killed Krillin, everything changed in an instant. Goku's rage unlocked the transformation that became iconic across all anime. Golden hair, massive power spike, complete tone shift. This moment set the standard for every transformation sequence that came after. Frieza went from confident to desperate in seconds, and that power gap only grew. The aura shift was insane. Goku went from getting beat down to completely dominating in one transformation. Frieza really thought he won, thought he broke Goku's spirit by killing his best friend. Instead, he created the thing that would end him. That's peak irony. What makes this legendary isn't just the transformation, it's what it represented. Madara had just finished demolishing the entire Shinobi Alliance. He fought the 5 Kage, handled them easily, and was basically untouchable. Then Might Guy showed up, and Madara made a fatal mistake. He underestimated him. Guy was known as a taijutsu specialist, known in jutsu no genjutsu, just hand-to-hand combat. Madara thought that was cute. Then the 8 gates opened, Night Guy landed, and Madara actually admitted he almost died. The man who'd been treating everyone like insects suddenly had to acknowledge Guy as the strongest taijutsu user he'd ever faced. Guy pushed Madara harder than anyone else in that war, and he did it with pure physical combat and determination. No bloodline limits, no special powers handed down through generations, just decades of training paying off in the most explosive way possible. Madara went from mocking him to genuinely respecting him, and that shift happened in seconds. Julius didn't even break a sweat, didn't need to pop off or anything. That's the problem with fighting someone at